Hi, boys and girls. I'm coming back to a story here that we read a long time ago, back when we were doing our text structures, and just going to review it a little bit because today we're going to work on planning our unusual animal story. And the author who wrote this book showed us several years ago, because he was at our school, he showed us how to easily come up with a plan for a narrative story using an animal. So, just thinking about the story, I'm going to flip through a couple pages, trying to find it best where it fits in the screen so you can see what's going on here. And we had our turtle crossing, and just reminding that our turtle was born, and he was in a pond, or she was in a pond, and she traveled and had to pass the ancient snapping turtle there. And so she burrowed in the ground to get away from the snapping turtle. And then she carefully came out and had to keep crossing the pond because she wanted to get to another pond. But then she came across the road and was going to lay her eggs. But as she was crossing the road, along came a car, and we were sure that this little turtle was going to get run over by the car. But a little boy comes out, saves the turtle, sends it back to the pond where it can live happily ever after, sleeping on the log. So, boys and girls, I'm going to show you a structure used to plan this, and we're going to be using our story planning for unusual animal. And I want to show you how the author probably did that with this. He has 8 steps to help us plan. And I'm going to just show you those 8 steps with this book. And then I'm going to model for you with one of my unusual animals. I've been using the pink fairy armadillo. So going back and thinking about our story, I had to go back and I had to review my notes because that really helped me to look at my notes. And I might even change some things from what I did here as I went, because this is just planning. So I reviewed my notes, looked through them again. So the first thing I want to do is I want to think about who is my main character and what are they doing now? Well, that was our turtle. And our turtle wanted to get from one pond to the next. And what did our turtle want to do more than anything else? The turtle wanted to be safe in her new home. So I wanted to send them on the journey. So our author sent our turtle on a journey, and she swims across the pond. What stood in the way? The predator. The ancient snapping turtle, her predator, swims right next to her. Now we want to play up the conflict. We weren't sure that turtle was going to stay there. And that turtle, the predator, gets closer, blocking out the sun. And instead of saying quickly swims away, I should have said burrowed herself into the ground. But then another dark moment came, and the darkest moment was the turtle arrives on the land and crosses the street as the car is about to run her over. So that's a dark moment. We really are not sure if our character is going to get out of it. So how does the character overcome the obstacles? Well, the turtle is saved by the little boy that places her in the new pond. And now we're going to just chill and wrap it up. Let the character chill out. So our turtle swims safely to her new log where she basks in the sun. So that is what the author started with before getting to the end of this story. We're going to get to the end of our story, but we got to do a really quick plan today, thinking about our unusual animal. So let me show you how I'm thinking as I go throughout this. I'm going to use this same story structure. So who is my main character and what are they doing now? I had the pink fairy armadillo, and they like to sleep a lot. So I was thinking in my head, I think I'm going to have a mama pink fairy armadillo with her pup sleeping in its burrow. And I might add more detail later, but that's what I'm going to start with here. So I said the pink fairy armadillo is sleeping in her burrow with her pup. What does my main character want more than anything else? Well, I think my main character wants to go eat insects more than anything else because it likes the insects. It has to feed her baby. I think that's pretty important. So I'm going to go and I'm going to say that my main character, she wants to feed her pup some insects. So now I need to send her on a journey. And one of my weird facts for my pink armadillo was that she could climb fences. So I'm going to send her over the fence to the other side of the yard. And I'm going to send her on a, oops, let me go back this way. They need to climb over the fence to get to the best insects. So now I'm going to something stand in their way. A wild boar is one of the predators. So I'm going to use the model that the author had. Something else could stand in their way. Anything that would threaten them could stand in their way. One of the other animals in your environment where your unusual animal lives. Anything could stand in their way, but I'm going to choose a predator because that can lead me to my dark moment. So I am going to choose the wild boar is just on the other side of the fence. Now I got to play up the conflict, play up the problem. What's going to happen between my pink fairy armadillo and my wild boar? I think my pink fairy armadillo is being afraid that her pup is going to be hurt. I'm thinking that my pink fairy armadillo might be fearing. Well, I know it protects itself by balling up, but my wild boar glares at the armadillo. So I'm just going to have that wild boar standing real still, looking at the pink fairy armadillo, not sure what's going to happen. So I'm going to bring my dark moment in. My dark moment is the wild boar takes 3 steps closer. I think the pink fairy armadillo is getting really fearful now. So my dark moment. Now, how does my main character overcome the obstacle? Well, I know one way she protects herself is by rolling herself in the ball, but I wasn't sure on using that one because she's got a baby with her and the babies don't have a shell on them yet. I learned that. So I don't know if it can roll in a ball and protect itself. So I used one of my other weird facts, which was that, that must be on the next page, that they retreat into the ground when we're threatened, and they're sometimes nicknamed as sand swimmers. So I'm going to have it like digging into the sand and digging a new burrow to keep itself safe. So I decided that I would have the pink fairy armadillo frantically starts digging in the sand. I should add that. Digging in. You know what? Start sand swimming. Yeah, that's right. I was making a mistake there. Start sand swimming. And that means that it's digging in and it's trying to get away. And then she and her pup dive underground and the boar leaves. So I kind of had some 3 short sentences in there to help me out there. And I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't think I'm going to have my last sentence as easily as I thought. So I'm going to chill and I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to have my pink fairy armadillo crawl out of the hole with her baby. And start eating the insects. And that's where we are going to leave our pink fairy armadillo. And at the end of our story, just eating safely because we're going to let all of our animals escape here. So boys and girls, if you need to go back and look at this model to help you think about it, please go back. I'm going to keep this sample in the writing folder so that you can go and see it. And all of your notes should be returned back to you so you can go check in your Google Docs drive for them to review them. So boys and girls, enjoy planning your story. And I think this will be a wonderful opportunity for you today. I look forward to seeing where your stories are going. And one sentence is plenty in each of them. I went a little bit more. We will add more to it later. So one sentence per box is fine. Have a great day. Enjoy your writing.